The Gilded Age came after the era of Reconstruction. The term was coined by Mark Twain, who believed the time frame was a series of social problems hidden under a thin layer of gold. Although the Gilded Age was a period of innovation and wealth, it was met with several different reactions, mostly negative. People all around the world, from the United States to Europe, were affected by the reactions of the Gilded Age. The Granger movement was an agrarian movement founded in 1867 by Oliver H. Kelly and 6 others. Its membership peak was in 1875. It was first established for social and educational purposes, but the Grangers became more actively involved in politics. The Grangers sought to fix the mess caused by the corporations. They were successful in establishing stores, grain elevators, and mills, but were unsuccessful in manufacturing farm machinery. Many unjust railroad practices angered the common man because tickets were often too high of a price to pay. Railroad companies would often give rebates to large corporations and charged customers more for short-term than long-term transport. They also formed pools or agreements with other companies to keep shipping costs high. The anger of the unfairness of the railroad systems caused people to unify. The Interstate Commerce Commission, or the ICC, was created as a result to enforce railroad laws, but they were highly inefficient when they first started. The Gilded Age was also marked by block voting, which caused political corruption and allowed politicians to gain status without truly winning. Block voting is a concept of winner-take-all in decision-making, and voting as a block. It discounts any contrary votes. A good example of this is the American voting system. During the Granger movement, a series of laws known as the Granger State Laws were created. They regulated grain and railroad freight rates to address long and short-haul discrimination. The Granger laws were a key to 2 different court cases in the late 19th century, the Munn v. Illinois case and the well-known Wabash v. Illinois. The Munn v. Illinois case was over agricultural and corporate rates. The outcome allowed states to regulate certain businesses within their borders. Some of these businesses included railroads. This marked the lessening of the monopolies created by the corporations and the first step in government-controlled corporations. The Walsh case ended with a Supreme Court decision that limited the rights of the states to control interstate commerce. This case led to the creation of the ICC. The ICC, or Interstate Commerce Commission, was a regulatory agency created by the Interstate Commerce Act of 1887. The purpose at the time was to regulate railroads, to ensure fair rates, and to eliminate discrimination. Due to the seemingly unlimited power of the large corporations, laws and restrictions were created to allow for more competition for other businesses. The Sherman Antitrust Act is a federal statute on competition law passed by Congress in 1890. It prohibits certain business activities that reduce competition, including pooling. The United States government was also deemed responsible to investigate into trusts, organizations, and companies. In addition, unfair corporations also led to the creations of unions and unionism. Unions were an organized association of workers formed to protect the further rights of their interests. Collective bargaining is a process of negotiations between employers and their employees to reach agreements. The Knights of Labor was a failed union that included skilled and unskilled labor and was open to women and blacks. They attempted to create a union in the entire country, but bad press and overly failed labor strikes decreased membership. The American Federation of Labor only included skilled workers, and it was a successful workers' union that still exists today. They do not include women or minorities because they drove down wages for the working men. Samuel Gompers was the leader of the AFL. They wanted to keep unions out of politics and focused on wages and working conditions. The International Ladies Garment Workers Union was once the largest labor unions in the United States. It was one of the only unions that primarily consisted of only females. The union started to decline in the 1920s. Fortunately, there were several reformers that helped the lower class in poverty. Thomas Nast was a German-born American cartoonist known as the father of American cartoon. His cartoons depicted the true life of the lower class. Jane Addams created the Hull House in Chicago in 1889. The Hull House was a community house in the slums that provided assistance to the poor. It was run by educated women, and the houses included libraries, gyms, nurseries, and English classes.